My son handed me a letter this morning and said a man told him to give it to me. It's my own handwriting. It says, get him out of the house before 6 p.m. Lucas is 6. He came running into the kitchen waving a white envelope like it was a treasure map. A man outside gave me this. He said you'd understand. I opened it expecting junk mail. Instead, I found my own handwriting. The same slant, the same way I loop my Y's, the same messy scrawl my wife always teases me about. Get him out of the house before 6 p.m. Don't ask questions. Just go. I ran outside. The street was empty. I checked the backyard, the driveway, the alley. Nothing. I asked Lucas what the man looked like. Old, white hair. He walked with a cane. He smiled really big when he saw me. I didn't know anyone matching that description. I called my wife at work and told her what happened. She thought I was pranking her. When I texted her a photo of the letter, she went quiet. That's definitely your handwriting. What the hell is going on? I had no idea, but something in my gut told me to listen. At 5:30, I packed Lucas into the car and drove to my parents' house. My mom was confused when we showed up unannounced. I showed her the letter. She read it 3 times. Then she sat down heavily in her kitchen chair. Where did this come from? A man gave it to Lucas. But Mom, this is my handwriting. Someone is copying me, trying to scare me. She shook her head slowly. This isn't your handwriting. I know my own writing. Number. Her eyes filled with tears. This is your grandfather's. My grandfather died 4 years ago. 92 years old. Went peacefully in his sleep. I barely knew him growing up because he lived across the country. But he moved nearby during his final years, and we got close. Grandpa's handwriting looked nothing like mine. It looked exactly like yours. That's where you got it. He used to write you letters when you were a baby. Your father thought you learned to write from school, but you learned from tracing Grandpa's letters. You copied him perfectly without even knowing it. She went to her bedroom and returned with a shoebox. Inside were dozens of envelopes, all addressed to me, all in handwriting identical to mine. He wrote these during his last year, said they were instructions for the future. He made me promise to have them delivered at specific times. His old army friend Walter handles it. Walter? White hair, cane, always smiling. I looked at the letter again. Not my handwriting, my grandfather's. Why would Grandpa tell me to get Lucas out of the house by 6 p.m.? She checked the clock. It was 5:52. I don't know. He never explained the letters. He just gave me dates. I called my neighbor and asked him to check our house. He walked over and called back 90 seconds later. Brother, your garage is on fire. I'm calling 911 right now. Looks like it started in the electrical panel. 6 p.m., the exact time my grandfather warned me about. If Lucas and I had been home, we would have been 20 feet from that garage. My son's bedroom shares a wall with it. The fire department contained it before it spread. The electrical panel had been failing for months, they said. Faulty wiring from the previous owners. Could have sparked any time. It sparked at 5:58 p.m., 2 minutes before my grandfather's deadline. How did he know? I whispered. My mom pulled a small notebook from the shoebox. Every page was filled with my grandfather's handwriting. Notes, calculations, predictions. He was an engineer for 50 years. Before he died, he spent months studying your house. Every wire, every pipe, every system. He calculated failure timelines based on installation dates and wear patterns. She opened to a page dated 6 months before he passed. Garage electrical panel. Original installation 1979. Estimated failure within 4 years. High fire risk. Schedule letter for spring. My grandfather had engineered his protection from beyond the grave. There are more letters? 12 total. The next one comes in 2 years. Something about your roof. I read through his notebook that night. Pages of diagrams, timelines, notes about Lucas's schedule so letters would arrive when we'd be home to receive them. At the back was a letter addressed to me, not for delivery, just for finding. Son, I spent my whole life building things, bridges, buildings, systems that would outlast me. But the only thing I ever built that truly mattered was our family. I can't be there to protect you anymore. That's the hardest part of dying, knowing that problems will come and I won't be there to solve them. So I'm solving the ones I can predict. I've studied your house like it was my final project. I know what will fail and when. It's not much, just an old man's calculations. But every letter is me saying I love you one more time. Every warning is a hug I can't give. You probably think you're losing your mind seeing your handwriting on letters you didn't write. Here's the secret. It was always my handwriting. You just learned it so well you made it yours. That's what legacy means. The best parts of us living on in the people we love. Take care of Lucas. Take care of yourself. And when the roof letter comes, don't ignore it. That one's gonna be expensive. Love, Grandpa. I keep that notebook on my nightstand now. My grandfather died 4 years ago, but he's still watching over us, one letter at a time.